So you're already bringing in 10K a month, doing everything yourself, which is really cool. But at the same time, you're probably noticing that the growth has slowed down, or maybe it feels like your bandwidth is constantly stretched like this rubber band about to snap. Now, this is the moment when you've hit a bottleneck, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself. You've already worked through so many challenges to get to this point, and now you're probably reaching the next bottleneck. So take notice, and it's now time to flatten out that next piece of your learning curve. And here's a reality check. In this, when you started your practice, you probably felt this really huge sense of freedom, right? No more hourly rates, no more bosses. You are the master of your own time schedule, and you've built a practice that supports you, right? Woohoo. But now you're doing everything, and it's starting to weigh heavy on you. You're very likely answering every email, booking every client, handling every marketing task, balancing the money books, and of course, just turning up and delivering high quality client care. Now, you know it's a lot. In fact, you're probably hounded by this thinking, how long can I keep this up? Or why am I not seeing the growth I expected at this point? The thing is, despite all of this work, this is where the broke cycle starts. You're stuck in the cycle of sacrificing not just trading or sacrificing time for money because your time is finite. It's come and gone. So your ability to increase your income potential is limited. So I'm going to lovingly say this. It is completely normal. You're just at the phase where you've mastered what I call the compassionate caregiver role. The phase that I've held space for decades, in fact, way too long. But here's the biggest nugget that will smash through this dense rock that's blocking your pathway. It's time for you to step into what I call the aspiring manager role. So the first step to do that is this mindset bottleneck that I call it, the thing that's stopping you from actually scaling. And it's not just the practical side of things like hiring someone or implementing better systems. It's the shift that worked so well in your mindset when you were starting out, the version of your inner voice that says, I have to do it all myself. Now, here's the loving hug. Be patient with yourself. You see, the mindset that got you to leave your hourly rate job, to start your practice and build to where you're at, the 10K a month, it's not the same mindset that's going to take you to the next level, the 20K and beyond. You've already navigated so many learning curves, and now you're just reaching the next hurdle, the next bottleneck. And it's totally okay. It's all part of the growth. It's the belief that you need to be involved in every single detail, that no one can do it better than you, or that you can't afford to delegate. You know this voice. I knew this voice. In fact, I still hear versions of this voice come through even today. It could sound like things like, if I bring on someone else to help, how can I afford it? Or what if they don't deliver in the same level that I do? Or is it really worth it to hire someone when I could just do it myself? So these are the thoughts and the fears that keep you from seeing the bigger vision, the vision that freeing up your time, even just a little, will allow you to grow exponentially. So the question isn't, can I afford it? It's, can I afford not to make the shift? And this leads us into breaking the broke cycle. That is the biggest financial challenge for practitioners at this stage, which is shift that cost of help is an investment, not an expense. You're probably used to thinking, if I don't do it, I'm saving money. But shifting gear to see that you are sacrificing your most valuable resource at the moment, your time, on tasks that are not growing your business. Now, when you're stuck doing everything yourself, it's impossible to scale. You've hit the ceiling, and the only way to break through this is to invest in help, whether it's hiring someone to take over admin tasks or investing in systems to automate parts of your business. I know you might be thinking, but what if I'm not ready to let go of that control? That's completely normal. Shift the narrative to you've already moved through one bottleneck. Start your practice and reaching this point. Now, you're just facing the next one. And once you flatten out that learning curve, there's growth waiting on that other side. How your current narrative is holding you back and it's keeping you stuck. It might sound like, if I take on more clients, will I be able to maintain the quality of care they need? Or I can't let go of these tasks because no one will do them as well as I do. What if delegating means losing that personal touch my clients love? Now, these are valid concerns, but they're also keeping you in that compassionate caregiver mindset. So at this stage, you're feeling immersed in your practice. And whilst that's fulfilling, it's also limiting. You can only grow so much when you're directly involved in every task. So reframing the narrative so that you can move into something that will help you break through that. So instead of asking, how can I afford to hire someone? Ask yourself, how much more could I earn by freeing up my time for higher level tasks? And instead of worrying, what if they don't do it as well as I do? Ask, how can I empower someone to take over tasks and maintain the quality I expect? And instead of thinking, I have to be involved in everything, shift to, what would it feel like to focus only on what I'm best at? So be patient with yourself as you start to shift through these thoughts. Remember, our mindset that got us here has served well, but now it's time to evolve, to see the bigger picture of what's possible for your practice. Move through this phase that you're going through. It really is just a phase that I call the compassionate caregiver stage. You're highly involved, managing every part of the practice. But to reach to that next level of aspiring manager stage, you need to delegate, trust, and shift into leadership. Think about this. In the compassionate caregiver role, you feel this deep sense of mastery. You are proud of the work you do. It's hands-on and personal, but it's also coming with challenges, this overwhelm, the burnout, and the feeling that you're never quite doing enough. At the aspiring manager stage, you're stepping into empowerment. You start to build a team, and your focus shifts to leading and managing others. This doesn't mean sacrificing quality. It just means creating space for more growth, both financially and emotionally. So by moving into this role, you're not only going to serve more clients, but you'll experience personal growth, have the freedom to focus on what you do best, while also empowering others to help you grow your practice. So, what's next? Be patient. You are already working through each bottleneck, and every time you flatten out that learning curve, you are opening the door to new possibilities. See the big picture. You're not just running a practice, you're building something that can scale, something that can serve more people and create more impact without sacrificing your well-being. So next, we're going to talk about shifting through the next two layers of growth and what it means to move from aspiring manager stage to becoming a leader in your field. I'm looking forward to hearing more back on how this is working out for you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.